Hi everybody, good evening. My name is Alan, and
Hi.
on behalf of my co-host Wistancia, I'd like to welcome you to another edition of Bridging Heaven and Earth. Tonight, again, we have a really wonderful show. We have people who've been involved with the spiritual path. I mean, not to make them 1,000 years old, but I mean, they are involved with the New Age movement. I think they might have coined the phrase the New Age movement before there was a New Age movement. I mean, they've been spiritual teachers and lecturers and authors, seemingly back who knows when, but incredible fountains of knowledge. I've listened to a lot of their tapes, and they're incredible. The amount of information that comes through them for whatever reason is just enormous. So if I were you, I would hit the record button now, not so much for what I'm going to have to say, but the guests tonight, we have Patricia Diane Cota-Robles and Meyer, who are these incredible fountains of knowledge. So please pay attention when they're on. And also we have an incredible singer who was on the series last year, Marilynn, and she's going to sing 2 wonderful songs. So I'm really excited about tonight's show. And we have actually a big studio audience tonight, so it should really be nice. There's really nice energy here. And I guess to help us with that energy, as we do at this time in the show, we usually have Wistancia do an invocation and lead us all in a short meditation. So, Wistancia?
Thank you, Alan. So maybe together we can just take a breath and breathe in the life, the precious life that we have, and let go of all the tensions that we might have of the day or just anything. Let it all go now, and feel yourself as a blessing, an absolute blessing to have this human body and this chance to be present on the earth now in this momentous time that is the shift of the ages, that is the New Age dawning. And so tonight, join with me as we call forth to the I Am presence, that God presence that we are, and ask to feel it in our hearts in this room right now, to feel it in as much as we can, as much as possible, and to our inner Christ, feeling the opening of the heart now. We call to our angels, all of the angels and the archangels that work with us, who love us and accompany us in our growth, in our acceleration. We ask them to be with us, to surround us with their love and their radiation. And we call forth also tonight to the Ascended Masters, the Masters from the Ascended Realm who just teach us in their incredible way, giving us knowledge and information, giving us their blessings, showing us the way by their example. As we get ready to move into an acceleration ourselves, into an ascension ourselves, as we become more and more enlightened ourselves. And tonight, we also call forth to the violet flame, asking that this flame be felt in our emotional body, mental body, physical body, all our subtle bodies, calling forth from our heart to feel this incredible flame of forgiveness, the flame of transmutation, as these are the changing times, the transformational times, as we feel our bodies changing, as a new species is arriving on the planet, a Christ race. And so tonight, just join with me in bringing in the energies of the 12 rays, opening our hearts here in this auditorium, in this wherever we are, in our homes, wherever we're sitting. Just open our hearts together and just to let it all happen, let it all rip, as they say. And then closing our eyes together, linking with the divine beings on the higher realms, linking with our brethren here, linking with each other heart to heart and soul to soul. We send our light down into the earth to be blessed and to bless our Mother Earth. And we send our light up into the heavens, connecting with the higher realms, with Father, Mother, God. And then we go into the silent sanctuary within the heart together for a moment. Thank you. I never know how long that moment is.
The show's over.
It's like the cosmic moment. I never know. Anyway, tonight, before we get started, I want to pay a little tribute to someone. And he's here with us. He's been with us on our last season, and he's been with us on some of the shows here. And his name is Joe Leth, and he's one of our cameramen and super staff. And he's going to be moving with his dear wife, Marilynn, to Washington. And so I just wanted to say, Joe Leth, you've done a swell job. And we've had a swell time, haven't we? And we'll be together in the light and other times on earth.
Yeah, I'd like to second that for the crew, everybody. I mean, it's been a really wonderful experience. And without people like Joe Leth, I mean, it looks like, I mean, you can't imagine what goes on to put this show on. I mean, especially in the time frame we have. I mean, it's really unbelievable. And the crew is just extraordinary on the show. And, you know, we're really sad to see Joe Leth going away, but you know, it's destiny.
He's going on to new horizons.
Right. So we're really excited for him, and we hope the show can make it without him. So, and now I guess.
Also, Marilynn. We had a few months ago. Marilynn was with us singing songs, and she came back. And so I would love to just introduce her again. She's going to be singing and drumming tonight a song called. What is the name? There's a Dream. There's a Dream, I believe.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so as soon as we can send the cameras over to Marilynn, have a wonderful.
Here we go.
Yeah. Thank you so much. That was really beautiful. There we are. So I'm sitting here with Patricia Diane, Cota-Robles, and what can I say? You do it all. You know, you've written all these books. I've listened to a lot of your tapes. I know you're doing workshops, and you also work as a healer in a clinic.
Yes, I do.
You?
It's
your day job.
Counselor, right.
Your world job. And you have some, and we'll talk about this a little bit later, and you have some seminars that are World Congress on Illumination that we'll talk about a little later. It's like, you are busy.
Yes, very busy, but having a bunch of fun.
So, I'm really glad, first of all, you were sick. Kay was not sick. We were cleansing. We were all going through cleansing. Al and I have had our challenges this week, and here we are. I feel so privileged that you're here with me.
Thank you. Well, I'm delighted to be here. It's really exciting times on the planet. It's always wonderful to get to share.
It was interesting that she was singing about soaring.
Right.
Did you hear that?
Yes, I sure did.
In your newsletter, which comes to my house every month, and thank you for it.
Oh, you're very welcome.
You have 1996, the year to soar.
Right.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, it's such an exciting time. We've really been prepared for thousands of years to accomplish what we volunteered to do in this particular lifetime. And this is a unique lifetime, and we've all known this for a very long time, but this is the ultimate culmination of everything that we have been preparing for, working toward, going through our challenges for. And the unique thing about this particular time is that we're in the middle of an unusual experiment, different than has ever happened in any other solar system, in any other time frame or dimension. Never has a planet that's this contaminated with negativity been given an opportunity to move forward this quickly in the light. And the reason this was allowed is because it was seen by all the company of heaven that there would be a time when, after our thousands of years of preparation, we would be able to come into the physical plane and fulfill this moment and awaken to our divine mission and accomplish it. And the thing that's difficult about this particular lifetime is that the universal law is, as I am lifted up, all life is lifted up with me. So with our preparation prior to this particular lifetime, we were drawn before the heart of our Father, Mother God, and given an opportunity to witness this particular lifetime. And we saw that there was a need of the hour, that we needed to delve and connect with the depths of human suffering on the planet. If we had volunteered to come into just the superficial, frivolous energies, when we awakened at this moment and lift up, we would lift up from that level. But if we agreed to really connect with the depth of human suffering during this moment when we're receiving unprecedented assistance from the higher realms, when we began to awaken, we would lift up and pull the depths of human suffering up with us. So the interesting thing is that we have all, and when I say we, I'm referring to humanity, have all volunteered to come in to experience at this particular time the depth of human suffering. And I don't know a single soul on the planet, in my experience, especially the awakening ones now, that we can't communicate with and won't reflect literally horror stories that they've been through in this particular lifetime. And whether it's dysfunctional families, whether it's financial problems, health problems, low self-esteem, just the gamut of human suffering. And literally all over the world, my friend Kay Meyer and I have been given a wonderful opportunity to travel and teach and connect with awakening souls. And throughout South America, the Soviet Union, Africa, Europe, it is happening everywhere, even in areas that we perceive to be third world countries. The major influx of assistance to awaken us so that we could then lift out of the pain that we had agreed to connect with. And what we need to understand is that we had the band of forgetfulness put on us because we needed to feel the energies. We needed to feel the separation, the hopelessness, the disconnection from our divinity and from God, so that that level of pain could be woven into our etheric bodies so that we could really, it's not enough to intellectually know it, right, so that we could experience it. And so we've done that, and we've really been through that gamut, right.
When are we done?
The thing about it is that the major influx to awaken us and help us out of it began with the influx of light at harmonic convergence, which took place in August of 1987.
Right.
And what's taking place now is that throughout 1995, that was the major number of completion. And there were major astrological shifts that took place from November 11th to November 22nd that sealed and completed that part of the divine plan for every man, woman, and child on the planet. And so what we need to understand now, and I just can't emphatically state this enough, is that we have done it. We've been as miserable as we need to be. We connected with as much pain as we needed to connect with. We have reached the depths. And in the realms of cause, everything, the shift, it always takes place in the realm of cause, and then it begins to filter into the world of effects. In the realms of cause, we have moved into the frequencies of heaven on earth. Now, 1996 is a 7-year numerically, and it connects with the 7th solar aspect of deity, which is the whole momentum of the violet transmuting flame. And what the violet transmuting flame is, it's the perfect balance of the
between water and hair.
Yes, of the masculine polarity of our Father God that activates the left brain hemisphere and the throat center, the power center of our throat. That's why so many people are going through these power throat center things at this time. And the crystalline pink radiance is a sapphire blue radiance of our Father God. And the crystalline pink radiance of our Mother God, which we've always referred to as the divine love nature of God or Holy Spirit, because we were in a very patriarchal society and couldn't call it our Mother God in our old last age dispensation. But the right brain, feminine, intuitive, and opening the stargate of the heart. And those two centers brought into perfect balance our right and left brain, awaken the pituitary, pineal, and hypothalamus glands, and are awakening our crown chakra into Christ consciousness. And the balance of those two energies, the perfect harmony and balance of our Father, Mother God, is the violet transmuting flame. It is specifically designed to help us take out the old floppy disk in our computer and transmute every electron of energy that has ever been misqualified on this planet from any time frame or dimension, known or unknown, back to the fall of humanity. This year, we are receiving unprecedented assistance from the higher realms of perfection to accomplish this very thing, to allow us now to remove this old program of dysfunction of all of the maladies on earth and then recreate the new vision of heaven on earth and then manifest that in our lives. So because of our lower human ego and because of our attachment to the negativity, even though it's miserable and we're miserable,
but we know it.
It's all we've ever known, right? Right. It's like it's better to be with the devil I know than the devil I don't know is the old fear. So the lower human ego says, okay, if I'm not this miserable specimen of humanity struggling for survival, then who am I? Right. And so we've held on to that. We have the free will choice to do that. But what we need to know through every fiber of our beings, at this moment, if we continue to do that, we are in conflict with the divine plan. That part of the plan is complete. What we need to do now is move into heaven on earth. And our job right this minute is creating bliss in our lives. Wonderful, loving relationships, limitless abundance, eternal youth and vibrant health, whatever we can perceive as the most magnificent vision of joy on this planet. That is the divine plan for every man, woman, and child, the entire elemental kingdom working in harmony with the angelic kingdom. It is the absolute divine fiat pouring forth from the core of creation. And the exciting thing about it, we are going to do it.
We're doing it. While you were talking, you couldn't see the audience, but I was looking at the faces, they're radiant faces, and everyone's going, yes, yes. It's like the cheerleaders off on the side.
Well, that has been the quandary, because the awakening light workers, we have so much knowledge about the laws of cause and effect, knowing that we reap what we sow, that our thoughts and feelings are creating our own reality. So we've gotten that aspect of it, and yet it has seemed that the more we know about that, the more we're still manifesting the dysfunction in our lives. And what's important for us to understand is we needed to do that. That was part of the plan. And as we were awakening and knowing that we could change it, we also were finishing up the completion of connecting with it. So it looked as though our efforts were in vain, but they absolutely weren't in vain. And they have brought us to this particular moment. Now we are, never before since the fall of humanity have we been at a more optimal time to pull this thing off. And it has been assured through the realms of cause. The only choice now is, are we going to do this effortlessly, let go of the old and move into the light, or are we going to be drawn kicking and screaming into the light? We are moving into the light. There's no absolutely doubt of that. And there has been, you know, that wasn't assured, but now through every fiber of consciousness in the realms of creation, all levels of dimension, it has been assured, and the heavens are rejoicing.
Wow, what can anybody say after that?
I guess the show's over.
We can all go
Done.
home and
Right.
dance.
That's right, absolutely.
Well, no, the question would come up, where do you get this information? Not everybody gets this specific brand of information.
Yeah.
You know, there is so much pouring in. For one thing, it's the moment that when we are moving from the force field of one constellation into the force field of the next constellation, which is about a 2,000-year cycle, and is what is called a new age, incidentally. A new age is not the work of the devil or a movement or a religion. It's nothing more than a span of time. And when you do that, when you're in the cusp, there's a unique window of opportunity that's opened, and the entire realms of perfection evaluate the need of the hour on earth and pour forth added knowledge into whoever can receive it. The most simple way for me to explain it is when people go through the near-death experience, they pass through the dark tunnel into the octave of light. And what we're doing is passing through the psychic astral realms of human miscreation and dysfunction into the realms of illumined truth. And consistently, people that go through that experience will say, once they begin moving into the light, out of the realm of confusion, which I call the mud puddle, they begin to know that they know that they know. And they're not channeling, they're not being told, no one's taking over their vehicles, they're remembering. And in this realm, this knowledge that I'm sharing with you is common knowledge. It's not something that we have to learn, it's what we know. Now, people that go through the near-death experience will consistently say when they're coming back into their body, they forget the specifics of what it is they know, but they remember that they know.
Right.
So what's happening now is we don't have to die to do that, and we can reach through that realm into the realm of truth. The reason there's so much confusion is because we can also start reaching up and get pulled into the psychic astral realm, which is the realm of deception, the realm of confusion. And that dimension can say it's anybody. It doesn't say, I'm the sinister force and I've come to ruin your life. It says, I'm God, follow me.
Right.
It can say it's Jesus, it can say it's Saint Germain, it can say it's Mother Mary. But the thing that it does not do is it cannot emulate energy, vibration, and consciousness. And once we feel and get into that dimension, it is impossible to be deceived by the lower realm because there is no comparison in the energies. So what we are doing now is we're reaching up. And for a long period of time now, since the latter part of the 1800s, the spiritual hierarchy has done what they call, we've come through the veil to meet you halfway. Now they are magnetizing us through the veil and we can reach up. And all we have to do that is to have a sincere divine intent. As long as our intent is that we genuinely, through every level of consciousness, want to be the greatest source of good on the planet with no sense of self-aggrandizement or ego or anything, the floodgates of heaven are opening because that dimension is anxiously awaiting any open door. And the remembrance is coming through everybody. You know, in my counseling, I'll have people saying, and I do all levels of counseling, some just very basic, take charge of your life stuff, into the deepest advanced spiritual, where my students are by far are teaching me. And what is occurring is people will say, boy, if you were telling me this 6 months ago, I'd have thought you were nuts, but it's just resonating as truth for me.
Right.
And the most important thing, and I consistently say to everyone, I don't want anyone to ever accept anything as truth just because somebody's told you it's so. What we need to do is take it into our heart flame and ask our divinity to filter through all realms of, and I call it divine discerning intelligence, and sift and sort, filter out what doesn't resonate. And just because it doesn't resonate doesn't mean it's necessarily not true. It means it's not okay at that moment. And the thing about the spiritual hierarchy is that they are infinitely patient, and they would much rather us err on the side of being overcautious. If they are giving us something as truth, and because of our old belief system we can't let it in or accept it, they will keep presenting it through the loving waves of of vibration and consciousness until finally it resonates within us. And then we will know that we know that we know. And that's the goal. I mean, at this moment, there is no guru outside. You know, guru is revealed in the spelling of the name G-U-R-U, you know, and we need to go back into our heart center. Anyone that's saying, anyone that's saying I have the answers or that you're to follow me is very often very sincere, but being misdirected at
Right.
this point. So the goal of all the knowledge that's pouring forth from the higher realms is to lift us up so we can get our own knowledge. And that's the bottom line of what's happening right now.
I always used to say the job of a guru is to make themselves obsolete.
Right, absolutely. And that's what's happened. That's exactly what's happened. That's why this moment is being called a group avatar, because it's ultimately going to include the consciousness of every human being in or out of embodiment evolving on Earth, moving in to the Christ consciousness. That's what the second coming of the Christ is.
I just knew this night was going to be like this, just like an incredible inspiration.
Oh, thank you.
You're always giving hope to people. That's what I really love about all the work, all the books and the tapes. It's so full of hope and just gentle, like, yes, we're doing it. I love that, because that's what we need.
Right.
That's what humanity needs.
And
It's been a long haul.
It absolutely
hasn't it?
is. It certainly has. And that is the key for us to put things in perspective. And when we see the greater picture, then it puts even the most dramatic thing we're going through into the perspective of a learning experience, and almost trivial instead of this all-consuming tragedy that it has felt like when we didn't see the overall picture.
I think that now we're going to have a visualization, and Meyer is going to do a visualization with a video of David's behind it. Are we ready for that back there? Great.
All right, let's have it. It's really beautiful.
I invite you to close your eyes and visualize.
From the pure land of boundless splendor and infinite light, this planet is seen as a beautiful orb of God's perfection, where harmony and peace and freedom are the order of the day for all life upon her. This planet is truly a point of light, expanding the body of God from the realms of cause into the world of effects. And absorbing this truth now in the kaleidoscope of color and light, pouring forth from the heart of our Father, Mother, God, please breathe deeply and relax. Know that you know I am a child of God on the return journey to the heart of my Father, Mother, God. For I too am a point of light, and I am now being filled with the violet fire of freedom's love. This activity of light begins to transmute all lack and limitation, all negativity, all human creation of my life. It begins to blaze in, through, and around my physical body, until my physical body is a magnificent pulsation of the violet fire of freedom's love. It begins to expand through my etheric body, transmuting all negativity within my memories and allowing my divine plan to shine forth as never before. The violet fire begins to intensify now through my mental world, through my thought patterns, through my thinking process, and my mental world, as it is transmuted of all lack and limitation, becomes shining and bright within the violet fire of freedom's love. And the acceleration of this sacred activity of light is now moving through my emotional body until every feeling is blessed by the power of this magnificent force field of God light. Every feeling that is less than God's creation is now lifted higher and higher into frequencies of God's perfection. As I begin to experience the full power and momentum of this activity of light, I know that in freedom I am moving onward and upward into the full dominion of my God reality, here and now. As a child of God, I am an expression of light, experiencing freedom from the limitations of the past and freedom into the glorious expansion of unlimited perfection to be realized in my being and world at this very moment. As a pulsation of this activity of light, I affirm to myself that I no longer have to do anything of the former creations, that I am now giving my God self full dominion, and I am God victorious. I am creating a new reality in keeping with my divine plan, and I have the power of God to support me in this endeavor, and the love of God to sustain me. For I am free, I am free, I am eternally free. And as this affirmation rings forth from your heart, you begin to experience a magnificent shaft of light that proceeds through the top of your head, expanding through your spinal column and blazing out from below your feet. As a mighty rod of God's light, each chakra center pulsating along the spinal column, reflecting the 12-fold aspect of deity, begins to intensify and shine forth. As each vehicle has been cleansed by the power of freedom's light, so too has each chakra center. And now each of these magnificent force fields of God's energy and light, pulsating within our being, is being filled with the vibration of a sacred gem that will carry forth forever the full momentum of the 12-fold aspect of deity through me to all light. As I am this force field of light, I begin to experience through my throat center a pulsation of sapphire blue light that is charged with God's will, as a magnificent sapphire is anchored within this chakra center. And through the crown chakra, the force field of God's wisdom is now being anchored a blazing topaz of light. Through the heart center, the force field of God's unconditional love, a beautiful pink quartz crystal is vibrating and activating therein. Through the root chakra at the base of the spine, the full momentum of God's purity, resurrection, and ascension is being accelerated through the power of a blazing diamond of light that is activated therein. Through the chakra center located at the brow is the emerald green light of truth and healing, intensified through the power of this emerald gem. At the solar plexus, activates the 6th aspect of deity. It is a blazing ruby, a gem that is pulsating with God's ministering grace and devotional worship. And through the central chakra is a blazing amethyst, a magnificent radiation of the 7th aspect of deity, God's transmutation, forgiveness, and freedom. At the 8th chakra center, located in the area of the nose, there is the full vibration of an aquamarine, and the gift of God's clarity radiates therein. And at the chakra center directly above the heart, the chakra center of harmony and balance, a magenta alexandrite is being placed to radiate forth the full balance of our God parents. And directly below the heart, the 10th aspect of deity, the golden light of peace, is intensified as a magnificent golden sun, reflecting the high quality of gold light. Directly below that is the full momentum and vibration of the 11th aspect of deity, activating through a magnificent peach coral gem. And directly above the root chakra, the aspect of the 12th solar radiance of God, the gift of transformation, pulsates through a magnificent opal gem. I am free in the radiance of this light. I am the full momentum of the 12-fold aspect of deity, for I am spirit made flesh, and I am connecting my light with the light of all humanity and this planet Earth in the full magnificence of this activity of light, in freedom, here and now. So be it. I am.
Well, that was really beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Kay.
Really?
Well, if anyone could say something, you probably can. So you take it. We'll turn it over to you.
Just want to say one of the things that's really exciting is that there is such an awakening taking place, and so many people are really at a point where they're wanting the information. So we're offering a series of free seminars, in different places in the United States. And I'll just mention that we are going to have a free seminar in LA this weekend, Sunday the 21st at the Bonaventure Hotel, and that's free and open to the public. Anybody's welcome to attend that. It's from 10 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon, and I just invite everybody to
And
come.
Kay's going to be there too.
Kay is going to be there too. Yes.
Oh,
I have
wonderful.
to say that is so incredible. I mean, of all the teachers, you're one of the few that I've even heard of, that I even know, and now I know you, that actually offer free seminars, so that no one, for any reason that has to do with financial, wouldn't be able to come and just soak in the glory.
Well, we've always worked with the universal laws of abundance, and in Tucson we've always had our seminars and things for free. But when we traveled for a while, we were under the limited consciousness that because of the expense that we would need, that we would need to have our airline tickets in the hotel. Right. So we would ask people that invited us if they could sponsor us and just charge the minimum that we could. But a while ago, I guess this happened in 1993, we had gone to Toronto, and we always would give a free Friday night so that we could talk to everybody and connect with everybody, even if they couldn't come to the seminar. And several people in a lot of pain had asked if they could come to the seminar. And I don't make any of the financial arrangements, so I told them they would have to talk to the sponsor. And the next day they weren't there, so I assumed that the sponsor had to tell them that they couldn't do that, which is hard to draw the line, when people are paying for it. So I just told Kay, I said, that's it, never again are we going to be in a situation where people can't have access to this information.
Let's just give it our best
I said,
shot.
we're just going to walk our talk, and if this is the universal laws of abundance, will open. And so we've done that, and actually we have, we sell books and tapes, but I have like 2 girls that travel with us, and they help us do the book table and things like that. People give us love offerings, and fortunately, all the money from my books and tapes go back into the work, and it's been self-sustained.
Well, that's your life, so So where else is it going to go?
Right. So, and it's just, they've been self-sustained and wonderful. So we've really moved into that place of just trusting, and it really has opened up for us, which is wonderful.
What a great example you said.
Oh, thank you.
For freedom.
What a fun example.
Yeah. And you have a
Let me ask you a question. If would you say there are any like tools or prayer or meditation, or, I mean, what would get people more in tune with that inner knowing, would you say?
Okay. In my books and tapes, the information, there's lots of exercises and things like that that have all been given, you know, to us by the spiritual hierarchy, just to do just that, to move us into that. Right. And the truth is that I've written 5 books, and they're all filled with different exercises. We could take one exercise and do it with that one exercise, but because of our attention span, they keep giving us more and more things. But the most simple thing is that if we will envision that we are a sum total of everything we've ever experienced, and so it's like we have this old floppy disk in our computer with this negative program, and we don't have to go back anymore and rehash and get in touch with everything and live it to death. All we need to do is take out the old floppy disk of the computer. Right. And that's what the violet flame does. And it's honestly as simple as saying, I ask the violet flame to blaze through every electron of energy I've ever misqualified from any time frame or dimension, known or unknown, back to my inception, and just generically feel that floating. So basically it's sincerity of heart, you would say. And then the next step is that we have to fill the void with the new vision. So we just create, and I tell people, if you have no, just to envision that you have no limitations, no time and space limitations, no family limitations, no financial limitations, no intelligent limitation, and just say, if I could be the most whole, complete, magnificent human being, and if I could create the most perfect life, the most wonderful, blissful life for myself, what would it be? And write it down in detail, and then go over it daily, energize it, magnetize it into our life. And I promise you, the most magnificent vision you could possibly come up with at this moment is going to be scratching the surface compared to what we're ultimately going to be doing. And it genuinely is. But we need that, those 2 activities need to be consistent. We need to daily and hourly work with the violet flame. And even just saying, I wish that the violet flame, I ask the violet flame to transmute anything that conflicts with this vision. So it'll get into the ego, fear-based consciousness, it'll get into the lack of low self-esteem, the who do I think I am consciousness, you know, the worm in the dust, sinner consciousness, all those programs. Poverty is a virtue consciousness, you know, the things that have blocked us and prevent us from moving forward.
So do you have people who come to you, say, with, you know, for counseling, marriage, family type counseling? Or,
yes.
And you want to tell them about the violet flame, but they're just not open or ready to hear that? Or are you telling everyone about
well,
it?
I use different terminology, and everybody can identify with forgiveness. And so I work with, the easiest way to let this go is forgiveness, and forgiveness is a vibration, and it's easier to visualize if we put a color with it, and people often put purple with it. So if you'll just visualize purple forgiveness flowing into this, and they can connect with it. You know, their God self knows exactly what we're talking about, so it's a matter of semantics. It doesn't matter.
Actually, it's interesting. It's like, just when we started talking about that, all the cosmic changes, that's the next song Marilyn's going to do, and I think she's ready to do it. So,
good, wonderful.
So that's exciting. So we're ready to, as soon as we set up, Marilyn, I think, is set up on the black wall, we call it here, and we'll have another song, Cosmic Change by Marilyn. It's an incredible song. It's on her album, her CD. And this is a true story. Last time she was on, she gave me a tape of it, and I played it so much. It was a tape, and
broke it?
The tape was like unwound. I couldn't play it anymore. She had to send me a CD. So Marilyn, this is one of my favorite songs.
Across the morning sky, we're magical and pure. From the mind of God, color, light, and sound, our colors will parade to show a path that saves. We'll show a path that saves. You see, I know your soul. We've traveled here before. Love is what we share. It cleanses earthly cares. We'll take this rigid plane to another place and time. Another place and time. For we have come to be a part of this cosmic change, to reveal the sleight of hand that traps the minds of man. And never fear, my love, our guidance from above tells us the light will grow. The light always grows. So now we all must join and learn the ways of life, to recognize what's real and let our souls take flight. We'll master the belief that everything is love. Everything is love. We have come to be a part of this cosmic change, to reveal the sleight of hand that traps the minds of man. And never fear, my love, our guidance from above tells us the light will grow. The light always grows. Come in and find the peace. Release yourself from pain. It's always been with ease. Remember why you came. Remember why you came. Oh. You have come to be a part of cosmic change. You feel the sleight of hand that traps the minds of man. And never fear, my love, our guidance from above tells us the light will grow. The dark must go. The light will always, always, always grow. As we accept, the light will always grow.
Thank you, Marilyn.
Oh, Marilyn, you did it again.
Thank you.
Just, you know, I'm sitting here, sometimes I feel like we're like a king and a queen or something. And all these incredible beings come and do, you know how in the movies they come and they sing and they say these incredible, I have so much gratitude to be able to just do this
Except
show
in about
and
10
learn.
minutes, we got to be carrying the set back. We got 5 minutes to break it down.
Before we go, can you just talk about the World Congress on Illumination and this year's?
Yes, the World Congress on Illumination is an annual conference that we were directed by the Company of Heaven to begin. The first one was at Harmonic Convergence at Diamond Head in Hawaii in August. And we've been asked to organize this annual conference every year to create a chalice, actually a cup, to take advantage of the divine light that pours into the planet at that time of year. And each year there is a mission that's given to us by the Company of Heaven to expand the level of godhood on the planet. That's the divine intent of the World Congress on Illumination. And this year, working with this whole momentum of the violet flame, moving up to the 10th celebration of harmonic convergence. And 10 is a 1 and it's new beginnings. And the spiritual hierarchy is working with us each month, beginning in January of this year, with accelerated influxes, the maximum that we can withstand of the violet flame, to transmute every electron of negativity in our lives that conflicts with the divine blueprint of heaven on earth. And then at the World Congress this year, there's going to be a major expansion of that to go through all the levels of mass consciousness. This will be August 17th through the 22nd. And there will be people that will be directed in their heart to physically attend, but just tuning in consciousness, we all become part of this activity at that time of year.
Did you say where it was?
It's going to be in Tucson, Arizona
you
this
didn't
year.
say.
No, I didn't. No, it's going to be in Tucson.
Right.
There's a powerful vortex of the most powerful higher frequency of healing available on the planet, and it goes through the crystal grid system to the whole planet, but that's the central vortex of it, and it's an emerald green radiance with a violet radiance, and it's healing through transmutation is what that force field of light is. And they've asked us to gather. We have the conferences when we're in Tucson at this wonderful Lowe's Ventana Canyon Resort that was built in this beautiful, right after this ray was anchored, this beautiful $41 million resort was built there. They built it for us. They didn't know that yet.
Right.
But
they
you
put
go
in 2 golf courses.
Yes.
Right.
But you go in the lobby. I mean, these are, talk about inner work. It's totally ecological. You go in the lobby and they have a square table that looks like an altar. They have 7 huge amethyst geodes on this altar in the lobby.
Perfect.
But it's wonderful. But this particular Congress is going to be specifically to complete the past and to do that for the mass consciousness, to be our brother and sister's keeper, to assist humanity, and then to anchor through every fiber of intelligence the blueprint for the new heaven and the new earth, so we can begin really emulating it tangibly in our everyday life experience. So it's a powerful, powerful opportunity.
Save me a seat.
Yes.
Yeah, also, I wanted to say that, you know, if anybody's interested in Marilynn's tape or Kay or Patty, you know, there's a number that scrolls at the end of the show. Actually, it's in Santa Barbara, it's 805-687-2053 or 805-684-9655. And, you know, either Wistancia or I could give you whatever information you want. And, you know, I'm sure people will be interested in the books and the tapes and the CDs. So you can do that anytime. And if you haven't caught it now, it will scroll at the end. And also, if this is the 19th of January, and the show will be shown again tomorrow night, the 20th, on Channel 17 at 6 p.m. And on Monday, that will be the 22nd at 1 in the afternoon. So if people want to catch it again for, you know, to get all the information, it's going to be on those times. So I just wanted to put that in now. So.
What can I say? We're out of time. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. My pleasure.
Really, it was a blessing, an absolute blessing. All of you, all of us, everything. I'm just really happy to be here and happy to be alive at this time.
Well, if you could just give like a minute to just a close for a minute, just what would you pick?
Well, just to help us really connect with it, the most powerful message that's coming forth from the higher realms is that, contrary to outer appearances, the greatest privilege and honor of any soul in any level of evolution to the highest octave of divinity is physical embodiment on planet Earth at this moment, so that we can really connect with the magnitude of this mission.
We're not as schlubby as we look sometimes, to put it.
Never has a planet been able to transform this quickly, and it's a unique experiment that the entire universe is observing. So we are really, really blessed to be here.
We are. We are.
So this is, I don't know what you guys feel about out in the, well, I know the audience here is, you know, just
blissed
all
out.
beaming and blissed out. But it was a really exciting show for me, and the show next week, or 2 weeks from tonight, you know, the dates are on, and actually
February
it's interesting.
2nd.
February 2nd.
Yeah.
Claire Hartsong is on, who is also a wealth of information. I mean, incredible. And we're looking to get a musician on, and we have some people who have talked about coming on. So thank you again for watching. I hope you had as much beautiful experience as I did. Good night. God bless, and
blessings.
good night.